Charles Oliveira has pulled out a UFC 294. And on top of that, they say that the Costa Hamza fight is in jeopardy. Bro, the most anticipated card of the year pretty much is in shambles. I'm like, yo, I've been waiting for this because the UFC's kind of been dry. These past few weeks, I can't lie, it's been dry. And I'm just thinking, I'm waiting for this card. I'm excited. I'm like, yo, and the December card's looking great as well. November card. Like, yo, UFC fans, we about to eat now. We about to eat. Then this shit happens. But then, Dana White says some shit that just surprised everybody. Volkanovski is stepping in to fight Islam Makhachev on 11 days notice. 11 days notice. Single-handedly, this man saved the card. Single-handedly. Now, this was easily the most skilled fight in MMA history. It was so even. And honestly, it should be a contender for fight of the year. Now, whether you thought Islam won or Volk won, at the end of the day, it's the record that matters. And Islam got the dub. No matter what you think, that's what the facts are. And now Volkanovski has a chance to get back pretty much. Now, one thing I want to talk about is what happens if Volkanovski wins. Because then they're going to have to do the trilogy because they're 1-1. But then the featherweight division is going to get held up, and so does the lightweight division. So would they make an interim belt for both divisions? That they make one for featherweight, it should be honestly Holloway and Topuria fighting for that belt. And then for lightweight, see, lightweight's in a weird situation because Gaethje has the BMF belt, which is pretty much a glorified number one contender belt. That's what it is. So he's supposed to be fighting for the belt next. But then the division's getting held up because if Volk wins, they'll do the third. They'll do a immediate rematch. I don't see why they wouldn't. But then the division's getting held up, and then you have Gaethje, who's pretty much promised a title shot. He has the belt. They're gonna have to do an interim belt, and who would fight for the interim belt? Would probably have to be Gaethje. But that's that's disrespectful to Gaethje as well, because it's like, what's the BMF belt there for? He'll be the first person in history to have two number one contender belts, pretty much. Two number one contender belts is what they really are. The BMF belt and then the interim belt. But he would probably have to fight Gamrot or Oliveira again. Oliveira gets healed up, they're probably gonna run that back, or they'll probably give it to Gamrot, which they are doing dirty. But I'll get into that in a second. Now, back on the fight. On verdict, majority people are picking Volkanovski to win by decision. 30% of users are picking the decision for Volkanovski, opposed to 21% for Islam. Now, the second most common pick is round 4 knockout in favor of Volk, which 11% of users are picking. And then for Islam, it's pretty even all around. Submission, 3% submission, 5% submission, and 3% submission, all rounds 2, 3, and 4. The odds do low-key make sense, because if you take into account the last fight, if there were 10, 15 more seconds, 30 seconds more, Islam probably would have got finished. In terms of the fight, I don't see a lot of people talking about the location of the fight. Now, the last fight was in Australia, and that honestly could have affected Islam's performance. Whether it be, I think they weighed in a lot earlier, time zone difference. It sounds like excuses, but it could be the truth as well. It could have honestly hindered his performance as well. But the same could be said for this upcoming Abu Dhabi card. Will it hinder Volk's performance? Everything is stacked against him. 11 days notice. Enemy territory in Abu Dhabi, so I don't know how the weigh-ins might be at a different time or something, but time zone difference too, and 11 days out. Would that be enough time to get used to the time zone difference? 11 days. A lot of fighters, when they go from from a drastic time zone difference, they often say that they're there 2 to 3 weeks in advance. For the last fight, he mentioned that he wanted to properly bulk up, uh, to really fit into a lightweight frame. It was what he wanted to do. But now he's gonna come in much lighter, around his like lighter than when he came into the cage the last fight. So he's lighter. The new climate, time zone, and all that. Islam's gonna be a lot heavier too, cause it is Abu Dhabi. IVs and such might come in his favor, allegedly might come in his favor. But yeah, it's low key. It's not looking good for Volkanovski. Now for fight prediction, I would probably go Islam decision or Islam submits him. Islam submits him third round, or he gets the decision. I can see Volkanovski winning this fight as well by decision, even knockout. I can see that, but it's just the odds are stacked against this man, and Islam is not to be messed around with. I mean, you've seen it too. He had his moments in the last fight against Volkanovski, and I generally do think he's gonna be much fresher than the last fight. I feel like the climate did play a difference in it. I don't even think he needs, like, he'd be training out there. That's home territory, is what I'm trying to say. So that's that with that fight. Next thing I want to mention is Gamrot. What's the point of having a backup fighter if they had a backup fighter already? They had bro thinking, yo, pull up. All you have to do is weigh in and then fill in if someone is to pull out. That's what happened. Oliveira pulled out, and then they pulled Gamrot out. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm a Gamrot hater. I'll be honest. Guilty for it. I'm a Gamrot hater. But man, I feel bad for the guy. They did him so dirty. They did him so dirty. The next thing I want to mention is the Hamza Costa drama. Costa goes on Twitter talking about, oh, he had surgery 3 weeks ago. He showed his elbow. It was looking all mangled up and shit. And he keeps claiming that he's not pulling out, that he's gonna fight. But then there's other sources saying that they're looking for a replacement because Costa might not medically be cleared to fight and stuff. Dana's all pissed off about it. Now, who would Hamza fight? Because they're looking for a replacement. Gilbert Burns posted a video of Usman training, and he's talking about, like, kind of teasing that he might step in for somebody or has a fight announcement soon. But that's what's going on with UFC 294. It started off rocky when they're talking about Oliveira's pulling out. The Costa fight, Hamza fight is in jeopardy, but they're salvaging it really well so far. You got Volkanovski as a late replacement, and possibly we get a better matchup for Hamza if it's Whitaker, because that would be a crazy ass matchup, and I'm pretty sure a lot of MMA fans would love to see that, or majority of the fan base. Also wanted to say thank you for the support, because it's been crazy. Because I didn't expect these videos to get views at all. The only views probably like 3 max, and all 3 of them my mom probably. That's what I expected. I just wanted to make videos for fun, kind of give my thoughts on UFC and all. And it's been crazy. We already have 40 subs. Might have to do a SpaceX rocket giveaway at 50 subs. So watch out for that. No more Tesla giveaway. We got SpaceX rocket giveaway at 50 subs.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?